Good day and welcome to the channel. Home Alone stands as probably one of the best comedy themed films around Christmas time. It's not your traditional Christmas film, but nonetheless it is a Christmas film, at least in its premise, and for this reason many people have enjoyed it for the past 35, 36 years. In this video, we are going to consider several important reasons as to why this is the case. Let us begin, shall we? The first reason for this being such a great film at any time of the year, but particularly for Christmas, is the fact that at the helm of the film, that is in the very foundations of the film, we have as the director Chris Columbus, and as the producer, John Hughes. I've already made several videos regarding at least Chris Columbus at this point, but he is well established as a great director of films by the fact not of just this film, but many others, such as Harry Potter 1 and 2. Some other films that stand out that he has directed, and of course I've mentioned them elsewhere, but they are the following. You have Gremlins and the Goonies in 84 and 85. You have obviously this one, Only the Lonely and Home Alone 2, Miss Doubtfire, and several others which demonstrate why this guy is so good at what he does. Now, what about the other guy, John Hughes? Let's consider what he's done, shall we? One film series that he has been at the helm of as a both writer and producer is the National Lampoon's saga. You have Class Reunion, National National Lampoon's Vacation, European Vacation. Then you have other films like Weird Science, The Breakfast Club, uh, Ferris Bueller's Day Off, Uncle Buck, which is also another film that our lead actor in, which we will come to in a moment, had a role in. Obviously, he's also been at the helm of the Home Alone saga as well. So there we have a brief point establishing why this film is great due to the fact of its director, writer, and producer. So now we come to the second point, that being the main star, the lead actor in this film. That, of course, is Macaulay Culkin. And this film really, really established him and made him what he was as a child star, which only after a few years it came to the point where he could not handle the pressure of being a star due to other conflicting matters. But let us now consider the films that surround him, shall we? 1989 shows us possibly one of the first films he starred in, which was Uncle Buck with John Candy, a great comedy as well. Then in 91, he starred in My Girl with Anna Chlumsky, I think her name is. Then after this, he starred in several other films like Richie Rich, Getting Even with My Dad, or with Dad, The Good Son, and obviously the follow-up to this particular film, Home Alone 2. There might have been some others, but there you have the basis of the films that he starred in. But this particular one really made him, as I stated at the beginning. Let us now come to the third thing about this film, which makes it a great film to watch, and that would be the cast itself. Beginning, obviously, as we saw last time, with Macaulay Culkin. From there, we have Joe Pesci, Daniel Stern, John Hurd, Roberts Blossom, Catherine O'Hara, Angela Goerfels, Devon Rattray, Jerry Baman, Hilary Wharf, John Candy, Larry Hankin, Michael C. M. Morona, Kristen Minter, um, Kieran Culkin. That would be Macaulay's real life brother, who plays his cousin Fuller in the film. Santa Moses, uh, Anna Slotky, Matt Doherty, I think, Ralph Foodie, Billy Bird, Bill Irwin, and a few others. So there's a kind of rundown of the cast. So let's just consider three or four of these cast a little more, shall we? We'll begin obviously with Joe Pesci. Around this time, he was making a name for himself. He'd probably been acting for a few years prior to this, maybe several more than that, but certain films really made his name. One was the Lethal Weapon series with Mel Gibson and Danny Glover, where he played an informant, as I'm led, as I think it would be safe to say. He was also in My Cousin Vinny and many other films over the years. The next one is John Candy. Obviously, we mentioned the Uncle Buck, but he was in Cool Runnings, I think. Was it that one? Yeah, I got it right. He's been in several other films such as Stripes, Splash, Brewster's Millions, Summer Rental, Armed and Dangerous, Spaceballs, Planes, Trains and Automobiles, The Great Outdoors, Uncle Buck, as I've already said, Who's Harry Crumb, Cool Runnings, as I've said, National Lampoon's Vacation, Little Shop of Horrors, obviously this film, Home Alone, Nothing But Trouble, and Rookie of the Year. So all of these films go from roughly 1980 to 1993, showing how well he's done for him, or how well he did for himself in that time period. We'll stop with just those two, as I think they're the more prolific actors in this film. But I believe that all the actors come together to really sell this film as being an incredibly well thought out film and an incredible film to watch. Let's now turn to the fourth thing, which would be the box office results. Firstly, the budget. It was 18 million that was spent getting everything sorted for this film. Now, the income. The total income is 476.7 million. Let us now consider this with a little more breakdown, shall we? So, in the United States, it grossed 285.8 million, in, and in Canada, 190.9 million. In other countries, for a worldwide total of 476.7 billion. So there's a kind of initial breakdown. In its opening weekend, it grossed 17 million from 1,202 theatres, averaging 14,211 per site, and just 6% of the final total, and added screens over the next 6 weeks, with a peak screen of 2,174 during its eighth weekend at the start of January 1991. It went on for a further 12 weeks in total consecutively. So that being the number one film for all of those weeks. It was removed from the top spot when Sleeping with the Enemy opened with 13 million. That's a Julia Roberts film. If by June the 2nd, so half a year later, it finally fell out of the top 10. So it finally grossed over a 9 month run £285 million as a top grossing film for its year in the North America. A little more detail now. So by the time the film had run its course in the theatres, Home Alone was the third highest grossing film of all time worldwide, as well as in the United States and Canada, behind only Star Wars with 322 million at the time, and E.T. with 399 million at the time. There's an estimate for the film in terms of tickets sold over 67.7 million in the United States. So this really shows how great this film is by how well it really done in the cinema, and in more general terms in America, in North America, Canada, in every place it was released.